before we start formally, actually, asa ni siya gikan? And the reason, the need for the calculus of variation. Why has this thing even invented? Okay? Well, it start with the differential equation. Let's call this let's say A acting on certain functional f, certain f. F could be a function or f could be a functional. So here we will define the word functional. Okay? Basically, a functional is just a function of functions. Okay? A function in which your input space, so functional is a function, any function f that takes from any function space. Let's call this f nga ana, any function space. So this is a set of functions and take this onto R. So this is not any set. This must be R. Okay? Because if this is not R, then it's just what we call, in general, what we call a transformation. So f takes a function, okay, from the space, function space f, any function space, and this f could be, pwede ni siya the L2, the squarely integrable functions. It could even be Rn, functions in Rn, or it could be any function, okay? It could be from, in general, let's just call it from a function space, and spits out a real number out of it. So the input are functions. And you spit out a real number. Why would you want to do that? Why would you, and what's the application of that? Well, okay, before we go and get into that, we have this in general. This might be a nonlinear differential equation. And in many cases, when the differential equation becomes, especially when we have nonlinear differential equation, closed form solutions is very rare. Okay, even the simple harmonic oscillator, what you have to do is to approximate it, di ba? Do you see any closed form solution of the harmonic oscillator? Not harmonic oscillator, the pendulum. Okay, do you see any closed form solution of the pendulum? Any closed form? Wala, no? It's an approximation. Okay? Now, we can actually, instead of this, we might change the problem into what we call, and we can let this to be some I prime of f, where I is what we call, I of f now will be what we are interested in. I prime, this is a differentiation. Okay? A differentiation of the functional, f here is what we call a functional. And think of this as the first order derivative, just like an analogous of that, except that we are actually differentiating in function spaces, no? Now, in ordinary calculus, this is actually now just like when you take the derivative of a function, the first derivative of a function into 0, it is now actually, the problem now is converted into, instead of finding f, which is not actually f, but it has some function, some functions inside f, we may now want to, we now convert the problem into what would give us this extremum, optimized value of the functional. Okay, non-optimized. This is now, the problem is now converted into finding the optimized value of this functional. Now, what is this? So, that means that, okay, we have now IF, okay, which is just some operator I acting on F, okay, and basically one of this is actually mo nitong we can just let this as F and some integration, okay, for a one-dimensional case. Again, here, f is not only a function of x, but f is some functions. Okay? This is not the only functional that we can generate, of course. But we will be interested with this type of functional. Okay? Now, there are some theorems that we need to, pero we will not be going on to that one. Okay? Because Okay? So, this is what our I of f means, no? And we can say that this is the integral of f evaluated from x1 to x2. And you may say, sir, sayun naman na. Well, again, f of f here is not just f of x. Okay? In general, f here is a functional. F is a function of x, y, and possibly of the first derivative of y. We can actually graph y of x. This will be our space in y and x, y space. This will be x and this will be our y. So f now, this function here is not going from point 1, P1 to P2. It's not f. I'd like to make that clear. This one here is not f. Okay? This is y of x. Nakuha? This is y of x. F resides in a function space. Okay? F resides in a function space, and usually it's an infinite dimensional space, vector space. Okay? And nasabtan ninyo. Okay? So this is the graph y of x. Now, okay, katulas. Okay, wait. Okay. What are the example nga itong pwede maano dire? Like for example, how can we construct a functional? Well, it's possible that the simplest way to start with this abstract notion is that we can just let f as the distance function. Ibig sabihin, we can let f as the distance from P1 to P2. We can have this as our f. But this is not an ordinary, how do we calculate this distance? Well, it will depend now on our function. Kung asa ta ni Agi, let y of x here as our trajectory, no? The algebraic form of our trajectory from P1 to P2. So, there could be many possible paths from P1 to P2. And each of those, okay, each of those will give me a distance. Okay? Each of those paths will give me a distance. Meaning, what is that distance? That is just the length of the curve from kung asa ka ni Agi, no? This is the length of the curve. Okay? So, that is just basically what f is. Now, how do we find f now? If we let as our f the distance function from P1 to P2. Now, well, of course, it's easily, we can use the arc length, right? Okay, I'd like to blow this one, blow up. Okay? I'd like to zoom out, no? Zoom out. Blow up is the same as zooming out. So, okay, I'd like to zoom out the problem. So, this is part of, let's zoom this one. So, we have this part, right? And we know as we approach x very, very small, and of course y changes very, very small, this will now be dx and that would be dy. And of course, our f now is that length, right? That is now our df. And in fact, that is just ds, right? So df, in this case, df would be equal to ds. And this is just equal to dx squared y. We're using still the Pythagorean, the Euclidean norm. In this case, of course, mo change na po niya if our norm of the space is different, no? Our norm here, when we say, is the Euclidean norm. So this is dy squared, square root. Because we can actually have a norm which is just the absolute value of dx plus absolute of dy. Absolute value of dy. Okay, pwede ta magkaroon ng ganang norm. Okay, but again, we are, by this we mean the Euclidean distance. Okay. So, from here, we can say that df is now, factor out dx, this is 1 plus dy over dx squared, or this is equal to, saan na siya? This is 1 plus y prime squared dx. So, kung ato ni siyang tanawon dire, if this is I of f is this, then this means that our functional is this. If we, okay, by the way, if we integrate this one here, I mean, yeah, if we integrate this, okay, if we integrate, okay, nasa nato ano no? Labtan. Okay, our f would be this if we compare this one to this integral here. So, in that case, okay, dili sa ako mo proceed ha. This is just a starting example. But how are we going to optimize things here? Okay? To formally, how do we do then the minimization? So, this is, okay, again, balik, this is an example of a functional. So, this will be a function P1 and P2. Now, suppose we already found the function f, the function y. We already found the function y, and this is that minimizes our functional f. Again, this could be distance, this could be time, this could be whatever it is that we want, that a quantity. No, it could even be the cost of, like, going from, let's say, from this to, let's say, Manila. Diba? If you go from Muswan to Manila, you can have many possible routes. And in each of those routes, you have each of those routes, you have a cost, diba? Pwede ka nga mag-plane. Now, sa plane pa lang, you go to Davao, you either go to Davao or Lagindingan as of now. In maybe next year, pwede na dira mo lupad sa Don Carlos. Okay? Or you can take the boat, or you can take connecting flights, or you can buy land, daghan kay possible, right? And in each of those routes, it will give you a cost. Nasabtan ninyo? So our functional there is actually the cost. In that case. So nasabtan, ang say meaning sa functional. Now suppose that this is now our y of x, no? Our y of x that gives us the that gives us the extremum, the optimized f. Now, in order to, okay, let's take now a variation. Why do we need to have this variation? Because we want to go back with this one. Okay? We want to go back with this, because if we want we want an optimization problem, then we must have a different derivative, right? Differentiation. Okay? So, atong buhaton kailangan ta mo balik dire. So, okay. Now, what do you do sa kuan? What do you do sa calculus in like if you take, okay, dire sa kuan ordinary dire no. This is the function. When you take the derivative of the function, what would you do? You take some movement. You take some movement, infinitesimal movement on the x, and see the what? How y changes as you move to x, right? Now, it will be the same here, but again, our differentiation here would not happen in, this is R2. This is R2 space, x, y. Our differentiation now, okay, our movement of the function, of the functional, because if you change this function y, our functional f would also change. We want to look at how this functional change as we take y to y plus some changes in y. And let's call this some variation in y. Okay? So that would mean that we are actually flirting with some functions nearby. Okay? We're flirting with this function. The word is quite, yeah, flirting. Just looking at, fancying with these functions nearby. And in each of those will give us some what we call this length here. Okay? Let that to be our variation. Okay? And that's delta y. Now, ani atong buhaton ani? As y approaches delta y, okay? I mean, as y changes from y to plus y delta y, our f now would be, we want our f actually to f plus some variation in f. And we call this variation, what would this variation be? Asa ta nag-vary, asa ta nagkuan. Okay? So, let this variation be some delta f. Yeah, of course. It would be sa delta f, no? The changes in delta f. But how are we going to find this delta f dire? Okay? Because delta f, remember that again, that delta f happens, I'm going to erase mo ako. Okay? Maybe I'll be needing that. Okay? Delta f happens by the way, delta f happens in f. Asa na tong ganiha dire? I'd like, ibalik na ako dire ha. F is from any function space to the set of real numbers. Okay, if that is what f is, ang ano niya, how does this one changes? Oh, by the way, the solution for dy over dx here in R2, okay? Sa R2 is the graph, no? But dy of dx is not in R2. Okay. The solution for this one, we call this stationary points. Similarly, the functions that give us this optimized value of f, of the functional, are called stationary functions. Okay? So, stationary points versus stationary functions. We have this notion karon dire, no? Stationary points versus stationary functions. Stationary points are the solution to an ordinary derivative, the first derivative equal to 0, that gives us the optimum of the optimum points, the extremum points of a function on a certain interval. Whereas this one is, since we are dealing with the function space, our solution will be stationary functions. So when we say stationary functions, that means, okay, as you go around dire, actually we require that it doesn't move that much. Okay? We want now to get I prime of f. What is now I prime of f? Okay? We are now differentiating I prime of f. Okay. F is a function of y, x, y, and y prime. But y is a function of x. And of course, y prime is a function of x. So, nganong dili lang nato himuo na tong function of x tanan? Can we do that? Because f is a function of y, and y is a function of x. I mean, yeah. F is a function, di ba? F is a function, again, here. F is a function of x, y, and y prime. It's first derivative. Actually, may mo ni siyang ano later because later when we do some transformation, we want a function that would have this first derivative of the function later when we get into a certain important transformation in classical mechanics. Okay. Nganong di na lang nato ni siya himong f of x tanan? Is it possible that we can convert this into f of x? Is it possible? Well, of course, all we have to do is express in terms of x. But the point there is that function, f of x now, maybe we don't understand what is that. Pero kabalo ta that the function f of x, it is possible to do that. We can express y prime, we know y prime, we know y, and express everything in terms of x. Then we have what if f of x. We may not understand that is a cost function or a distance function or whatever is that. No, maybe when we say that we have it's something like a very finished product of f, and we cannot even relate as long as. All we know that x here, like for example, for the cost function, what is our x? Oh, sige daw, ato ni siyang i-visualize again. For the distance function, our x is on the vertical displacement, tama? Sorry. Horizontal displacement. Y is ana. How about for the cost function? What would you think our x would be? Katong root. The cost of per root. What do you think would play the role of x? No, y is f is the cost. And y could be the specific root. So x now might be, what do you think? X might be some distance, dili pod. Actually, it could be some, not necessarily distance, because ang root mong good, pwede magbase sa distance, pero usahay mag-asa sa mode of transformation. So x could mean a lot of things possible, right? And not only x, it could be a multifunction, not only one, right? Because here, our cost, let y be the cost of 1. Tama? Y is the root itself. Okay? Y is the root. And x is a factor, all this, ano ba? Possible that gives us this y. Hindi ko nauna kung say ano. But anyway, that's just this is just, okay, this is just equal to di over sum d, okay, epsilon. Okay, wala naman ako i-define sa ning epsilon. Okay? But kaning df na ako dire, I may want this, some factor, just to scale this, no? Okay? I'll put some epsilon dire. Delta, why do I need this epsilon for? This epsilon would change as I go, that would give me delta, some delta f, a measurement of delta f, right? So ang epsilon, recall that my epsilon here, as we approach the endpoint, let's label this as the point x1 and this is x2. As x approaches x1 or x2, my epsilon should approach to 0. Why is this? My variation, should approach to 0 as my x would tend to the endpoint. As I approach the endpoint, no, my epsilon should approach to 0. Why is that? Why do you think? What is the reason for this? Ganong mawala man ang variation? Okay, so that is actually, we fix this boundary. This is fixing the boundary. Now, if we are going to do this, so what would happen now is we take now the d over d epsilon of the integral of f d, what did I use? F dx. Again, here, x could be multidimensional vector, ha? Sabtan? I'm just using the, it looks like one-dimensional, but x here could be a multidimensional vector, okay? So, nasabtan. Nasabtan, ni siya, no? Na-follow na ninyo, gikan dito, padulong, dire. I want to see to it that you understand every step of the way. Okay? Kay, kung di na ninyo masabtan, manggod, ambot lang. Okay? Kane? Asa? Definition of I? Kare? No, it's not a definition. It's actually something like, it's not a definition. It's something that we are converting the problem of solving f in a general nonlinear differential equation into optimizing. Okay? We are actually converting the problem into an optimizing f. That would give us, okay? We are moving away from solving this to solving this. Now, there are many, daghan pa bago mo abot diri, no, pero we don't have time for that. Okay? If we want to be detailed on this, we have to study functional analysis and go through Banach spaces. And wala man gani wala tayo wala may background sa real analysis pa. But of course, many of those manggod Ganina before ani napa na ginatawag nga test function, some concept of the test functions, pero again, nindot unta dito ta. Okay? But that would, aside nga hinay kayong dagan, it would require you some just some basic analysis. No, kana mga concept of supremum. Okay? So anyway, diri na ta. Let's now work on this integral here. Okay? D over d epsilon of the integral of f dx. Now the limit is from x1 to x2. Notice that our epsilon doesn't depend on x. Our epsilon here happens on the function space. It is not dependent on x. The integral of df over d epsilon. Okay? Ay, okay, sir. Thank you. Kay ang f is a function of ano. Remember that f is a function of ano. So this, unya na nako, ana sa nato. dx. No? From x1 to x2. This is f. Remember, f is a function of xy. So, this is now integral of x1 to x2 would be partial f over partial x dx over d epsilon. Tama? Plus partial f over partial y dy over d epsilon. Oh, makita nimo karon that, okay, anyway, plus partial f over partial z, ay, sorry, z man eh. Sorry, y dot or y prime dy prime over d epsilon dx, right? Now, this is, okay, if this is actually time, stationary means that our variation occurs, let's, ano sa time, no? Our variation occurs in the absence of movement of time. Now, you can now recall nga ano sa tong virtual work, di ba? Okay? Our variation occurs in the absence of the movement in time. Now, nganong gitawag nato actually ni siya nga ano dire? Because our variation occurs stationarily, meaning that we are taking the variation, think of this displacement as something that did not, when you take the as a wala naman to, no? When you take this displacement for this alternative function near this one, when you take that displacement there, we are actually assuming that we are not, balik ka dito sa atong ano nga virtual. Na naman mo yung intuition sa virtual work, di ba? The virtual displacement happens when there's no actual displacement, because the virtual displacement happens in the absence of flow of time. How do I say that? With no movement in time, stationarily. So, when we say, dalik na sa karon dito, why is it called stationary function? We are taking the in a sense that the dx doesn't change. Mauna siya ang reason. Mauna nga kinahanglan tong word nga stationary functions. Sabtan, stationary, it doesn't, you're not actually moved. The movement there is just something like the wiggle, you're assuming that, balik natin sa atong concept of virtual work and virtual displacement. The displacement happens without the flow of time. Okay? So in this case, our time actually is in terms of x. No? Mo niya itong gaano sa time. Parameter. This is a parameter in terms of x. This means that that's why we are able. Samtala ninyo ang reason karon? Why? Ikaw, James, na-convince ka? Asa ka ni? Why? Because epsilon is independent of x. Why is it independent of x? Because our variation happens stationarily. When we say stationary, the changes is in the absence of the actual change in asa ba posible mo change ang function, di ba sa x? So that's what stationary functions mean. Pero
balik na dito, sir.
Sama dire.
Kaya ito x plus epsilon kana, sir. So ang take is si epsilon function na ni x.
X? Dili.
Function sa ni x kay.
Yeah. Di ba? Actually, it would depend sa x, di ba?
Pagkabot na to, pag ato na siyang
Ka-x man eh. So, ga-change sa atong epsilon, tama? With x. Mo na ang karon diri ang trick actually. Because when we say stationary function, it is the stationary, it doesn't move. So, just like for example sa virtual, dito sa virtual displacement, whenever we assume a virtual displacement from that point to that point, did that really happen? That displacement happens in the absence of the flow of time. Time doesn't flow in doing from this one to that one. So that's what dt there is actually 0. To make, kasi kung dili nato na siya itagaano gano, we are not assuming stationarity. It's no longer virtual. It's what? It's actual. Okay? Mora gyapon dira. Ato tong dalhon nga vocabulary dire. Okay? Ha? Asa? Kani? Nga naman. Yeah, because we can establish now that epsilon is okay? From that, we have this. Or, we just call this our notation, like whenever we have, let this our notation be, whatever, dq over d epsilon, we call this delta q. Okay? So, sa ato pa, this would now become the integral from x1 to x2 of, wala na ni siya. Okay? We now have partial f over partial y, delta y plus partial f over partial y prime, delta y prime, dx. This is now our problem. This is now our integral. And for it, assuming stationary, extremum points, we equate this to 0, just like equating the first derivative to 0. Why? Why is it 0? Because, okay, again also, I think it would be much proper that as x approaches to ano, we have to say that df approaches 0. I think this is much safer assumption. As we approach the ano, as we approach this delta f. Okay? Kaya ang epsilon gani akong giano sa scaling ano. I think it's much safer to ano ana. Okay? So, asa naman ta? Na ta diri no. So again, it's easy to derive this one now. Okay, so when you take sa ato pa, we have to apply some trick here. Delta y here, sakto ba ni? Lagi. Ay nganong naay kama diri. Ay okay. It's not comma ha, it's that. Okay? Delta y prime is delta dy over dx. Tama? We can think of we can actually interchange because again, the same ano, these are independent sa independent katong pag ano sa epsilon sa x. So, pwede ni siya so this is now d over dx delta y. Okay? We have this. So, what do we, our integral now becomes this. x1 to x2 partial f over partial y delta y plus partial f over partial y prime d over dx of delta y dx. Okay, what's next is we take this identity, take d over dx of partial f over partial y prime of y. What do we get? This is first the second plus second the first. So partial f over partial y d times so delta y, no? Kani siya. Okay? Delta y, so mahimo ni siya og d over dx of delta y plus d over dx of partial f over partial x, so partial y prime delta y. So notice that this one is just this. Okay? So ato ni siyang ibalhin dito okay, this is equal to 0. So when we move that one, so our integral now becomes x1 to x2 of we have d over dx of partial f over partial y prime delta y. Right? Atong i-separate ang integral, no? dx plus, sakto ba? Sakto na ni? This partial f over partial y delta y minus times okay. Nawala ko. Kani di ay. Okay. Sorry. So, kani d over dx of amo lagi. Okay? dx plus the integral of x1 to x2 of partial f over partial partial y kani delta y minus kana, no? d over dx of partial f over partial y prime delta y. So natay delta y dire, so we can actually just take out delta y here, dx equals 0. Now, of course, when you take the integral of this is just, okay, d over dx of dx, so mag-cancel out. So sa ito pa, the integral of this is just this function evaluated from x1 to x2. So, meaning, that is just, so ganito, partial f over partial y prime, delta y, evaluated from x1 to x2. But again, stationarity of the function at x1 at x2. Fixed point. Delta y equals 0 and delta y equals 0 at x1 and x2. So this is just 0. It leaves us with this only kani, no? And just exactly, we get this equation now. This must be 0 because delta y's are independent. So it must be that ang kaning sulod niya is 0. So we now have partial f over partial y minus d over dx of partial f over partial y prime equals 0. This is what we call the Euler-Lagrange equation.
Anong mura siya? gikan mismo sa mechanics.
Basically, diri magsugod.
Basically, ito lang.
Okay. If tanawa na to. If, instead of I, we set our S as the integral of L dt, our functional now is L.
Exactly.
And our dx is, what equation do we get? This is the principle of where S actually here, S is what we call, the action. So, when we take the differentiation, this is actually what we call the principle of least action. Now, ang question is this a theorem or is this a assumption? Unsa ba gyud ni siya? I have not looked into the historical of this, pero I think this is much more an assumption. Na ako'y nakita nga kuan sa una nga nature, it must be that nature that works in a way that, because L is some related to energy, right? And it must minimize, una-una ato, I think it must minimize energy, pero still, how about time? So nature must minimize time or optimize time. And how about taking the product? Dandahan na siya. And I think it was proven later. Pero the first suspicion is actually a hunch. Say tawag hunch, no? Hunch. Hunch, ganing guess, something like that, no? It's like, no, a reasonable, not just a hunch, but a reasonable something. I forgot king say nagano. Okay, what happens to this equation? This one becomes, well, it's just the same. The principle of least action. What is the principle of least action? The variation in S must be equal to 0. And this one would lead to the Lagrange equation that we know, right? dqi minus, if y is, q. d over dt of partial L over partial q dot I equals 0. This is the Lagrange equations. And we now know, we understand now, that the Lagrange equations is an extreme optimization. Meaning that here, nature works in the optimization. Nature wants to see to it that the product, it's not a product of energy and time, but somehow, this is a function of energy, right? Okay? Now, tanawan ninyo, what happens if you take, instead of T minus B, how about T plus B? What equation would you get? Okay? So, if you take, instead of T minus B, how about how about taking this instead? T plus B dt. Taking the variation of this, what would you get? Okay? So, somehow, that nature works in a way such that the product of this some sort of energy and time is optimized. Meaning optimized both. Optimized energy, optimized time at the same time.
Di ba sir, that's a big claim to say magunay pa sa
how nature works. Why is it why is it okay to say that? Wala lagi siya napalong ba yun? Di ako ang cellphone ba?
Sir.
Ha?
Well, given the massive evidence nga hinanagay pero buta na to yung mga like philosophical na wisdom mo.
Nga ana siya.
Buta na to. Pwede what if dili tinong itong istorya ng karon. What if ma-break siya? Logical sense.
Okay, okay. Why is this? Okay, by the way, as they say that this is the most unifying principle of physics. Everything can be derived by this. Okay? As long as you start with the Lagrangian function. And then everything in physics can be derived. Is there something that we could not derive from here? Okay? But I think, it's the single most the unifying principle in physics. Okay? You can derive, we will derive later Pero nganong it seems that Because everything works in terms of energy. In physics, whenever you work something, why is it? Because in physics, when everything works with energy. Energy is your starting point. Without energy, no. Is it possible that you have motion at all? Even existence is actually exemplified by energy, right? Energy equals existence. E equals mc squared, right?
But why optimization?
You have to optimize energy. Why optimization? Can we really prove that nature must work this way? I don't know. It's actually, I think it's a postulate. It must be an axiomized. It's an axiomization.
Okay.
It's an axiomization. This is a theorem, but to say that all should work according to this, it is reasonable, but must nature follow that? Must nature follow that? There's nothing that...
Maybe you're saying, sir, God made that rule, axiom, sir.
An axiom is... that is your axiom. God made that rule. Pero assuming that without appealing to a deity, no, without appealing to the existence of a God, whatever is that, that God is, we mean that this is the cause of that. We don't have a reasonable justification why nature must work in an optimized way. It's just an assumption. I think it's an axiom. Do we have a philosophical precept that says nature must work this way? This is true, and we can see that all of the when you apply things, Ani, in physics, you get everything that you want. Pero to say that nature, therefore nature must work on that, we cannot prove that.
Demanding mo sa claim mo.
In fact, I think nakita na siya ni David Hilbert. One of his problems, one of his unsolved problems, I think he left with 23 unsolved problems. He said that one of those is actually axiomized physics. Axiomized. We must form physics in terms of axiomatic systems. When we say axiomized physics, not only a branch of physics, just like special relativity is an axiomized system. Okay? So, I don't know, we could not prove it, but I agree in a sense that physics and math are different realm of we use if we have to take an axiom, this is an axiom. It is actually the first fundamental axiom of scientific method. Nature must be logical. Because if nature is not logical, we can do science. Why cannot we do science if nature is not logical? Basically because we could not predict things. We could not make experimentation. We could not morning input variables and this is the output. If we repeat the process, meaning nature would not be repeatable. We could not do science, meaning we live in a magical world. But then our observation suggests that the laws of nature is consistent, but we could not prove that the laws of nature is consistent. Can we ever prove that the laws of nature are consistent? That's an axiom we actually put into and that's the most fundamental axiom why scientific method is possible. Without that axiom, scientific method cannot be made possible. Meaning that in order for us to do science, we have to assume first that the universe is consistent. It's logical. Now, whenever this is logical, meaning there are laws. So when we say logical, dito na dahil mo one of the of logic is actually arithmetic. Arithmetic systems. Arithmetic system is something that is a fundamental sa logic na kay ani when you add or when you combining basic entities. And that's the starting point of mathematics. So that is a separate thing. But also, nature should work that way. So, even though physics and math are, But physics is actually how the mechanisms of nature, the mechanisms of the universe. But if this universe must is law, if there are laws in this universe, it must be logical. So it must be mathematical. It must be mathematical, but I'm not saying that physics and math are the same. It's just that math is the logic behind the logos, should I say? How things, it's not the logos, because ang logos mong is much more than that. But it's how things are logically. That's math. That's mathematics. Physics is how things work. Isa tama kano darabi kay it's going to metaphysics. But anyway, another example. Okay. What's a basic example? Okay. Between given two functions, distance between 2 points, no? P1 and P2. Now let this function be given by y. And we want a function. Our f here is the distance function, no? The distance between P1 to P2. What would give us? What is the solution to this problem? By the way, nakalimot ko ganiya. The solution to that problem is actually a partial differential equation. And what we want is actually y of x. I forget to say this, but it was important to say this. Actually, the solution. So sa katuganing delta I equals 0. The solution we are actually is not solving I. We are not solving I. We are solving y of x that optimizes I. This is a differential, a partial differential equation problem. Okay? We want to find the Euler-Lagrange equations gives us the differential equation that would optimize not I, but sorry, again, f. The functional f. Yeah. Delta f, basically. Okay? Okay. So, what is this? So, how do we take the distance? Ato siyang into small parts, straight lines, in which this is dx and that is dy. So, we get now, and this is our this is our S here, ds. Okay? So that our F now would be equal to, our ds would be equal to dx squared. Ato nagibutang dito ganihan, no? Balik na dire. Square root of 1 plus y prime squared dx. So that our integral I of f would give us the integral of square root of 1 plus y prime squared dx, evaluated from x1 to x2. Now, let's take the, okay, I'll show you two solutions. First, using the Euler-Lagrange, and second is to take directly without knowing the Lagrange. Suppose wala ko kabalo ato, wala na ako i-derive. I'll solve this directly as that. Okay? Ana na lang, unahon ako i-solve na ko, no? I'll take the variation of square root of 1 plus y prime squared dx, right? And this is equal to partial of square root of 1 plus y prime squared over, we only have one, it's not a function of y, it's not a function of x. Explicit, at least here by means not a function of x, explicitly not a function of x. Okay, so this is now partial y prime na ko dire, right? Tama? Delta y prime equals to, okay, again, the integral of this equals, dx equals 0. Okay? But then again, unsay buhaton ako dire. Okay. Unsay dire sakto ba ni? Take the derivative of that in terms of y prime. So that's 1/2 times, so this is walang 1/2. So may mong y prime, right? Y prime over square root of 1 plus y prime squared. times delta y prime dx integral, and this is equal to 0. Now, what's next?
Integration by parts.
No, actually, atong buhaton na is that, yeah, atong delta y, again, delta y prime is d over dx of delta y, tama? Delta y. Okay? So, y prime, delta y prime, I think we need to do this, equals d over dx of y prime, delta y prime equals times that. Okay? Over dx, this is first is so y prime, delta, times that, y, no? Y.
Negative yata na, sir.
Kanya itong gusto. Y prime di ay. Oh, so, ato di siyang gamiton dahil dire. This is d over dx y prime, tama? Times that, murag mawala na ko. Kani? Y prime. Or delta y prime lang sabi. So, unsay buhaton nato? Y prime first the second, so d over dx, so mahimong d over dx of delta y prime, tama? Plus d y prime over dx. Maka ninyo? dy prime over dx delta y prime. Kani mo man ni siya, right? Ay, asa naman ni?
Kana siya is minus.
Ha?
Kana siya is
No. Asa nga itong ginaano nato diri? We want y prime delta y prime. We don't actually want this. We want something like this. Sorry. Trick. This is a trick. We want something like this. Okay, we want to keep this delta y. Okay, so pag kani, this is y prime d over dx delta y plus d over dx of y prime. dy prime delta y, tama? Delta y. So, kani, right, is, this one is, maonis siya. This is y prime delta y prime, right? Tama? This one is y prime delta y prime. Atong i-interchange. Okay? O, ni dayo. So, ang mahitabo, ha? Okay, so sa ato pa, this one minus this one. So, our integral now becomes d over dx y prime delta y. Kaya nga nung ginaano na itong delta y ni? Because actually, wala man tayo assumption sa delta y prime at boundaries. We only have the delta y assumption there, which is 0 at the boundaries. That's why we're expressing in terms of delta y. So, dx from x1 to x2 plus. Ganun minus man. Minus na no? Minus. Asa naman? Kani? Okay. dy prime over dx, which is actually, okay, yan na natin yung evaluate ha. Delta y dx equals 0, tama? And we know again that this is 0, right? This is 0 because this is y prime delta y evaluated from x1 to x2. So this is 0 because delta y is 0. So what do we have here now is that we have this d atong final ano is that dy prime over dx, which is equal to what? This is y double prime equals 0. So our differential equation now is that d squared y over dx squared equals 0. What is the solution to that? Okay, what is it that when you take the derivative, you get 0? The second derivative, you get 0. It must be a line. Okay? So, sa ato pa, y of x must be a line given by, well, you know the equation of ax plus b. You know a and b as you take, this is the boundary points, no? You can solve a and b through that. Okay? You already know how to solve this. Y prime equals 0. Sabtan? Okay? So, aning pamaagi, no? How about using the Euler-Lagrange equation? Solution number 2. Use the Euler-Lagrange equation. What is our L? What is our F? This is square root of 1 plus y prime squared. Tama? Oh, so you form now partial f over partial y. This is 0, right? And partial f over partial, y prime equals y prime over square root of 1 plus y prime squared, right? And d, sakto ba ni? Yeah. d over dx of partial f over partial y prime equals, no. Ay, d over dx mo di. So this is 0. So what is our Euler-Lagrange equation? Recall that by the way, at Euler-Lagrange, partial f over partial x, y minus d over dx of partial f over partial y prime equals 0. So this is negative, negative ba ni? Dili, no? Okay, anyway, di na siya magano. So y prime over square root of times ano man eh? Pwede natin siya mag-anuhan. We can actually take y prime is a function of x. So natin y double prime. Okay? So d over dx of this, okay, it's a very, d over dx of that. Okay, by the way, ato na lang diretsyon. What's d over dx of that? So, minus d over dx of y prime over, sa to? Square root of 1 plus y prime squared equals 0. What do you see from here? Well, you integrate, right? Pwede na nato When you integrate this, what do you get? Y prime equals, y prime over square root of 1 plus y prime squared equals some constant c. Now, you take the square, so y prime squared, sakto ba ni? Equals c times 1 plus y prime squared, right? Balinin mo dito, you will have na y prime squared equals c over 1 minus c, tama? Balinin mo dito, c y prime then 1 minus c, right? Okay? Now, of course, you can replace it by another c. Oh, c hat. And what is it? This is a constant. Square root of that, take the square root sa ato pa again. Y prime would be square root of c hat, which is, c, na lang. C na lang yun actually. Okay? What is it that when you take the derivative, you get a constant? Of course, that is still a line. Oh, di ba? Nakita yung kalahian? Sa duha? Actually, pareho lang sila. Okay? But solving like this is much more general. Okay? Now, I will need to derive this before we, ano. Actually, napaman yata tayo, ano. Okay. Suppose na kay interface din, no? You have P1 here, and you have P2. They are connected by, you have to travel from one place to another, no? City A and City B. Okay? Now, you're traveling at a constant velocity. Okay? O constant speed. Traveling from A to B, on A, you can, you travel at constant, what would be the path which point on this interface sa boundary? No? Suppose that in each of these, natin mga gates, natin gates. We have, which gate would you, such that you will travel by straight line, no? First, you travel by constant velocity. So, meaning, atong constraint, mga constraint na to? Ato ang assumptions, we must travel in a constant velocity, meaning that we can only travel in a straight line, not a actually di na siya assumption actually, but yeah, constant velocity at automatically mo lead man gud ana. Okay, now asa ka mo sulod dire in order for that the travel from P1 to P2 is a minimum time. Okay, so meaning that possibly nga, let's assume nga maon ni siya, no? This is the point there. We travel from P1 to P2. Moagi ta dire. Okay? This is some midpoint here. Okay? To traveling from P1 to P2. Suppose nga maon ito siya. This is our stationary function. Kani siya. Now, of course, tanaw na to, I'm not yet saying that it's a straight line, pero automatically, when you say that the velocity is constant, that is a straight line. It must generate a straight, let's say, wala ta kabalo, ana lang sa tanong. Okay. Anaon sa nato dire. Okay? Meaning, that we travel at a constant velocity through that, and travel. And suppose that you don't know the constant velocity means that it's a straight line. Meaning that you are, patay. Okay, kaya pa. Ayaw sa mong kalipay, kaya pa. Mo pa'y pag 20%. So sa ato pa, pwede pag times 2 tong time nga ganiha. Na may laon na, di okay ra. Taman tayo kuwan. Okay. Ang usay atong i-minimize dire. We have to minimize. No. We want the fastest route. So we are minimizing time. Okay, so meaning ds equals v dt, right? Tama? ds equals v dt. Now again, your ds would be equal to square root of 1 plus y prime squared, no? So that our dt is equal to ds over v. This is now square root of 1 plus y prime squared over the velocity v. And since v is a constant, and suppose that lahi silang velocity diri, no? The velocity here is constant, constant velocity v1, and this is constant velocity v2. We must solve it separately. But again, kung unsay diri, we must just, whatever's functions, when you solve the differential equation for this one here, you will have a family of functions. Tama? A family of functions. Just plugging this boundary condition, you will exactly know what are the two functions that would give this solution. Sabtan? So I will solve it separately. Okay? Separately, but isa lang ang kailangan i-solve because whatever is the method here would be the same. Only the label is different. Okay? So, this is our functional now f. Okay? So, f now is the square root of 1 plus y prime squared over v. Again, here we are assuming we are ignorant of physics, that we don't know that constant velocity means straight line. We want to solve y prime. Y prime could be curving. But again here, our velocity is constant. That means, okay, ato na siyang i-label of 1, no? So let's pull this as 1, 1. This is our y1 and this is our y2. Okay? The same equation would apply to y2. Exactly the same. Because constant gapon ang v2 dire. Okay? So, what is our partial f over partial y? This is 0. Okay? How about partial f over partial y1 prime? Partial y1 prime, this is y prime over square root of 1 plus y prime squared. 1, 1. And this is v. V is a constant, right? And d over, okay, we now have this. Our Euler-Lagrange equation is partial f over partial y minus d over dx. Again, this is 0, right? 0. No? 0 minus d over dx of y prime over v square root of 1 plus y prime squared equals 0. And of course, since this is 0, we now have this y prime over square root of 1 plus y prime squared equals some constant c. Right? And what is the solution? Okay, times na v dire, right? What is the solution to here? Kung sa'y solution ato ganiha, atong y prime, ganiha, when we solve that, that is just c, right? In this case, just some c, right?
Sir, V is constant.
Yeah, v is constant. So, v1 is siya, v1. V1. Now, ganiha, atong na-solve, wala ning v1 dire, right? We get a solution of c. Actually, niagitag c, ana, dayon, giana nato. And then, since that is just constant, let's just use this as c. So, mao ni ato ang solution ganiha, right? Whatever that constant. Our solution now for this one is that y prime would be equal to v1c. v1 is important here because v1 is although it's a constant, but it's a special. It's not any constant. It's a special constant in our problem. So, we have to put that one here. That would mean that solving the same for y2 would give us y2 equals what?
V2C.
Huh?
V2C.
Asa? V2C. This is C1 now and this would be C2. Now at the boundary, okay, let's not just use the boundary. The fact that when you solve this one, you get 0, tanawa ang ano ha, at this point here, at the interface, okay, at the interface, at this point here, we have to solve diri man god. We require that at this point P, at P, let's call this point P here, we know that, okay, y1 equals y2. Tama? So at that boundary, okay, now this is now how we can relate this one. I think we have to go through differentiation gid ani. V ni siya ha. V1. Yeah, I think we have to really go with the differentiation. When we go to the differentiation, okay, well, how can can we equate this? We can only equate this at the boundary, tama? We can only equate this as the boundary. Pero, naman gud tay kuan, we know that our C1, okay, no, we have to solve C1 here. By the way, let's solve C1 na lang. Let's solve C1, yeah, let's solve C1 first before we do this. What is C1? Let's have meaning to C1. C1 is, tanawa. C1 now is, di ba, mo na ito ano? C1 is, C1 is actually over V1. Yeah, mo ni ano C1 over V1. Pero let's give meaning, ani. What is this? Atong mo define tawag parameter dire. at the boundary, ato ni siyang kuano na, at the boundary, this is now the point P. Of course, whatever is that curve there, and of course, we now know that it's a straight line, but whatever is that, pag abot niya dire, na siya ginatawag nga, let's use this as our parameter. This angle here. And let's call that theta 1. And of course, this is now our y1 function as the moment that it actually crosses the boundary. And let this to be our y2 function. And let's again, this is point P. Let's again define this angle as theta 2. And we express now this. What is y prime? What is y prime?
Change. X and
Ah. What is y prime? The first derivative. That's actually the slope. And what is the slope in terms of delta x, delta y? Di ba y prime, in terms of, if we define this as theta, y prime now must be equal to tangent of theta. Asa? Yeah, I did not call it Fermat's principle, pero ako sang ginakuan. Okay? Okay. Naka ano yun eh? Y prime is tangent theta. Therefore, this must be equal to this whole thing, that is tangent theta over 1 plus tangent squared theta. This whole thing must be equal to what? This must be equal to sine of theta. Right? So we now have this as, okay? Usa ito yung solution ganiha na ano nato. This will lead to the solution that y1 equals c, right? No, cx. Some cx. When kato ganing baliktad ganiha, our solution, by the way, atong solution ganiha is y is equal to ax plus b, right? Sa straight line. Okay? Here, okay, ano na lang, at the boundary equal ang, unsa may equal nato, unsa may equate nato at the boundary, because we also have this 1 over v2 y2 prime over square root of 1 plus y2 prime squared, right, equals c2. This is, yeah, this will lead to, this is 1 over v2 sine of theta 2 equals C2. Okay? No, dili pa ta ka-conclude nga equal ni silang duha. Actually, we have to use the boundary. We want to solve this at the boundary. We are not actually interested at whatever is y1 ano. But we want to solve it at the boundary. At the boundary, okay, when we solve this at the boundary, we must have that these two must be equal at the boundary. Why is it? Dili, unsa may ma-equate nato sa boundary? When you solve for y1 there and y2, you can equate y1 and y2 at the boundary, right? You can equate y1 and y2 at the boundary. When x1 and x2, remember that p is given by in terms of x and y, right? So meaning, at p of given by x naught, y naught, you can equate y1 and y2 at the boundary. But how do we do that? We don't have y1 and y2. We just have this one here and this one here, y prime ano. Well, of course, obviously, pareho sila kuan, pareho sila og form. This will also give to the same form of y1 and y2, only different constants. So it will be valid that we equate this to 1 only at the boundary. At P, nakuha? So at the boundary, we now get this. 1 over V1, y1 prime over square root of 1 plus y1 prime, squared. So this is 1 over V2 sine theta 2 equals 1 over V1 sine theta 1, or we can call this as N2 sine theta 2 equals N1 sine theta 1. This is actually known in optics as the Fermat's principle.
Yeah.
Okay? The Fermat's principle in optics. Pero in terms of analytic geometry, what does it mean here? That meaning at the boundary, it must be that the line, whatever is that curve,
Geometry, sir.
analytic geometry. Sa diri lang sa wala pa talagkuan. In analytic geometry, it's just known as it must be the case that when this curve, when it crosses the and this curve, and we have an angle sine theta 1 and sine theta 2, it must be the case that this must be followed, no? What is N1 in physics? N1 in physics or N2, N in physics 1 over B, the index of refraction. Okay? So here we have, in terms of just this, we have actually derived a principle in optics. It's not even in mechanics, right? And we can still have a lot of Now, giderive na ako actually ganiha ang ang wala tayo time. But I want you to derive this, practice lang. Without, of course, you may be able to find this. This is a common exercise. And just practice sa inyong kuan. Because try na ko ni siya derive ganyan, kaya ba gahapon nagkuan ko kay Marvy. Nako. Kay nagsugod siya sa Lorentz force. And as I've said, ganyan ko nga, you should start with A. Now what would happen? Nag-start to K. So mo tong gabi din ako gisugdan og solve. I-solve na ako siya using this one. Electric field, you don't need to pero the electric field in terms of in electrodynamics, this is now given by del phi minus partial A over partial T, where actually A is what we call the vector potential, del cross A. This is the vector potential. Now, yung saan siya pag-derive, di na siya outside din sa iyong we hope, nakasulod na mo electrodynamics, pa? Wala ka kasulod. Pero sa question, wala, kabot nung magnetostatics. Pero at least, na mo, maybe finals, makabtanin yun eh. Electrostatics, pamangod mo. Napa mo sa electrostatics. Magnetostatics is still part of what we call electrostatics, no? In electrodynamics, masulod ni siya. Nani siya. Di ba wala mo nagkuhan? Because ang B ninyo sa you could not actually acquire a potential. Gisolve na ko ang Lagrange, nagsugod gid ko sa action. Okay, you start with the action, and well, you can use the Euler-Lagrange na diretso. The Lagrangian hill would be equal to 1/2 m r dot squared plus times q, charge q, q a dot r dot. I think mao ni siya. Minus q del del phi. Mao ni ang Lagrangian. Now, work out on this, and actually, ang na-drive, I think it's safe na magsugod si Marvy sa Lorentz force. Kay, mugawas gini siya, whatever E and V is, you will arrive to this. MR double dot equals Q times E. Well, of course, kailangan medyo taas ang solusyon. Kailangan yung mga vector identities pag-solve. Taas-taas yung pag-solve na ako. Okay? Murag, upat ka bond paper ang nagamit. Plus B cross B. Mugawas ni siya. So, of course, dili na siya immediate nga kuan. In fact, kinahanglan nimo ning information para come up siya dire. Okay? What you start, kumbaga pa, for innocent start, dili siya magsugod, no? So, and then later na dayon mo dire. Now you try to derive this one, Euler-Lagrange, and you will achieve this Lorentz force. Practice lang ninyo. Kay taas kayo, dili na to sa mano sa klase, taas kayo. Maurot na tong isa ka period, mag-derive lang ani.
You want dimensions, X, Y, Z.
Yeah, XY, di kailangan. Kaya naman kay cross product. Dili man mo ni pwede kuan. Pero actually, the good thing about that is that pwede actually dili nimo i-derive ang whole tree. I mean, only one, pero dapat masakpan nimo kano sa mo appear ang cross. O kano sa mo appear ang B based on this definition here. Ibig sabihin, kailangan nimo suppose, this is actually, you need to do this first. I, J, K, partial over partial X, ha?
Gamay naman ang kailangan ng concern.
Dili, taas-taas gapon siya. Dili siya nakakuan. Dili siya naka-immediate.
Ano magagupat ka page?
Ha?
Ano magagupat ka?
Pag isa-isa magin ako. Of course, kalimot ba ako sa mga formula? Di ako kailangan isa-isa kong tanan. Oh. Di yung gitinamban og solve. And I've reached to this nga Di ko siya ingon kataas actually. Maybe dagko po tong writing. Pero di man yung dagko gyud. Ako lang gi isa-isa. Ako lang yung gi isa-isa ang kuan niya. Pero you have to keep track of this. Okay? You have to keep track of the definition of B. What is Bx? What is By? And what is Bz? Kailangan ninyo ni siya. Ibig sabihin, calculate Bx, By, and Bz. Kaya when you solve it for in one dimension only, mugawas nga kailangan kag information ani. Dito ko actually nadugay-dugay kay gasing saon man ni. Ako when I did this one, then I found out that mao to siya. So mugawas gid ni siya. So actually whatever is that E there, kay tungod man gud sa gi-incorporate ang vector potential. So, E of T, okay? So, mo come up ni siya, the Lorentz force. Okay? So, now, what akaabot sa lang, magsugod lang ko sa Brachis to Crohn problem. Di na ako i-solve. Taas kaya kapoy kayong solve ani, and then okay. I'll just introduce the Brachis to Crohn. Okay, everybody listen. Brachis to Crohn ba ni? Crohn, no? Crohn. And? CR. Brachis to Crohn problem. Okay, the Brachis to Crohn problem is the same as the Fermat's principle, is a minimization in time. Pero kung ganiha dito, we take the velocity to be constant. Here, dili na constant ang velocity. So ato pa, unsa tong kuan gani, you have ganiha dt is okay, by the way, dt is equal to, so ito, ds, so square root of 1 plus y prime squared over, this is y prime now. Y dot na ni, sorry. By the way, ang ganihang,
y prime na, sir, wait. Kanas taas, y prime na. Okay.
ay, okay, sir, thank you. This is y prime. No, y dot ni sa James. Y dot na.
DS din na, sir, di ba?
Yeah, pero ang dx dot dt dot na. Ay, y prime din. dx, y prime. Y prime. Okay, y prime.
Integral dx.
Over y dot.
Sir, dx.
Pero ang integral ani kay, okay, our f now would be the integral of, sakto na ba ni, 1 plus y prime squared over y dot yun eh.
Y dot. V na lang yung buta, marang velocity. Comfortable. dx.
Balik nga tabi. Ay, no, dili ni ang ato. Magsugod pa dahil, dapat magsugod. Kano mo guys?
Energy theory
Ang energy man gud kay this y dot is 2g square root 2g h sakto. Y dot. Okay, by the way, you listen. Kaning y dot dire, this is not yet our okay ngano man wala. Remember that this will be y prime ug y dot. Unsaon man nato na, di man nato na ma-solve, right? Because na y dot ay y prime. But we can actually what is the Brachistochrone problem? Na kay duha ka points. Point 1 and point 2. What is the least possible time? What is the path given the physics nga g ang the only constraint here is that the acceleration that you have is purely on the y direction. I mean, there's a gravity here. Asa nimo pinakadali nga mo adto from point 1 to point 2. So daghang kay possible paths diri. Pwede nga paana, pwede nga paani, pwede straight line, pwede paani, pwede even nga ana. Daghan kayo, right? The Brachistochrone is the curve that gives us, if this is now the stationary function, we call this the Brachistochrone, the solution y of x for this problem. But first, unsaon ni siya? Kabalo na, ganiha, I don't need to explain ano na-come up nato niya. The same ni siya sa ganiha, sa katong Fermat's principle. But, only that instead of v, I use y dot here. Now, of course, I have to, my differentiation now must be in terms of x. Because t is a function of, this is time. Actually, the time ako ginaano, and time is a function of, I'm getting my solution is y of x. I want this curve. So how would I get that? Well, this is y of that of t is the velocity at any instant. So given let's say mao niyang path. Let's nag-start siya og initial y naught, right? And at some height y, we call this now y. At some height y, what is the velocity? Well, of course, again 0. The argument here is ang initial velocity niya is 0. We can get the velocity at this point here. Remember that conservation of energy would suggest that, okay, 1/2 mv naught squared plus mgh equals 1/2 mv squared plus mgy. And this is equal to 0. You would get that v is equal to the square root of 2g y minus h. This is the velocity at y. Therefore, the velocity, okay, y minus y naught, there must be y dot, the velocity at any instant. So that, again, this is now our dt, optimized dc now, dt, evaluated from P1 to P2 of the integral of square root of 1 plus y prime squared over 2g y minus, ang y naught nato is h, right? So y minus the initial height dx.
Now we apply
Ang atong f, what is now our f? Our functional would be equal to 1 plus y prime squared over 2g times h minus y, masiguro? Sorry. H minus y, sorry. This is h minus y. This is h minus y. H minus y, kaya ma-negative na siya. Okay, take the Euler-Lagrange equation and you will get now the... No, dili pa, ang differential equation. When you solve that, the solution is that we would know that this must be a part of a cycloid. What's ang cycloid? Well, the cycloid is an inverted, I think. Paano na siya? Mama na cycloid. So, it must be an inverted cycloid. Mauni siya ang solution dire. And it must be, you would know that the solution must be a part of a cycloid. Pero of course, nakay mga additional nga important nga information, okay? So, what is the Brachistochrone problem? The Brachistochrone problem is applying the Fermat's principle infinitely many times. Ano na siya? Nag-solve ta ato ganiha, di ba? Duha ka interface. 1 o 2. How about we divide now into many interfaces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hantod from this one to this one here. Actually, naano siya solution, kuha na gid kayo, taas kayo siya. Okay, but I have done this sa una, we have done this sa una. You take, daghan kayo nga Fermat's principle dire. Straight lines. As imong i-sync ang ang kaning remember duha to ganiha, right? I-sync nimo ni infinitely many times. So naapod ka interface diri, right? Naanapod na dito. Naanapod ka diri, tama? Sync this infinitely many as this will approach to zero. Unsay may tabo? Your formats, your problem katong ganiha. And of course, dili na ma-constant ang velocity, although constant siya per interface. But since dili na siya constant, understood, right? Okay? This problem will be converted to the Brachistochrone problem. Mao na siya. We can do that, I think, pero
Bisa.
makaya. Wala na tayo oras, ha?
Bisa to nimo. Itong iwan nimo gilimit nimo ba nga nahimo siya.
Mugamay, paggamay na to ni. Take the limit of this length.
Ana ka manukat sa Fermat's principle din. Sunod na to.
The least possible time in going from that to the, ibig sabihin, okay, how do we do that? Okay, to be clear, to do this is this. Nakay P1, P2, right? P1 and P2. If we divide by P1, P2, of course, we have to add G pag yun dire. Additionally is we have to add G. Malay atong nature sa V di ay ganiha, kay itong Fermat's principle gihapon, pero ang argument sa pag-develop sa is, sa Fermat's principle, constant velocity, pero kailangan natin incorporate ang G. Ato ni siyang buhaton, di ba, duha na interface, no? Divided into two. How about I'll divide this into many, so each of this will be a solution to the katong problem ganiya before this. Katong duha ka interface, right? There's P1 and P2. Each of this is a solution to that. Now this curve, this segment here, this ds will approach the Brachistochrone. A segment of Brachistochrone. The differential of a cycloid the differential of a cycloid. Moabot na siya dira, okay? Masabtan? Okay ra? Pero, I will not be asking you to do this because it's quite complicated. But, kailangan man gud nimo, ang kuan man gud is that ganiha, ang atong velocity from that point to that point is that constant, right? But now, we have to assume nga natay G dito. Natay driving force dire. Okay? So, this infinitely many shortest time
Limit inalasan nga answer nimo kay nakay limit.
sa
Limit ba? Or the way nimo i-establish di ba kung ano tana ka na. Kani diri is the way nimo i-establish.
take the limiting factor na siya.
Linaw mo i-establish.
Di taas kayo ni solution. Taas kayo siya.
Ika na sir.
Nakita na ko ni sa una sa I think katong book mismo nga akong gigamit sa una nga nagtuon ko calculus of variation. I forgot the book. Sa una pa magud to, wala pa to, di pa kayo mga sikat mga YouTube bago pa tong ba rin kanang nag-review. Di photocopy ra.
Alagi.
Photocopy.
Libro lang.
Libro. Dayon nagkuha ko sa library namo nag-photocopy. Dili tibok-bok. Katong part lang dito. Yang extensive, yang discussion on calculus of variation is formal. So, nakita na ko ni siya dito. Na siya kapoy kayo siya actually mura siya, dagang gyapon siya shortcut dito.
Usa nga di na ka mga libro.
Hindi na ako kabalo, pero basta naara to sa kuan.
Dagan ito yung mga example